Okay, make sure that while you are taking your notes tonight, that you use your paper well and follow. Your paper should look like my paper. We're really working on formatting and setup. So make sure that your date is on the top of your paper. We're taking notes, and we're taking notes on order of operations. And we often call order of operations GEMDOS or PEMDOS. Okay, and so let's just remind ourselves what GEMDOS means. GEMDOS, the G stands for grouping symbols. Sometimes we say parentheses because they are a type of grouping symbol, but in algebra we also see brackets. We see absolute value signs. There's lots of different ways to see your grouping symbols. And even like a fraction where you have a numerator, 5 minus 4, and you have a denominator, 8 minus 7, this upper part is grouped together, and so you have to solve it before you do any of your division. So even a fraction can be considered a grouping symbol. You always do top first before you do bottom. E is for exponents. Those are the little numbers that go at the upper right hand corner of a number. And to remind you of an exponent, I'll give you an example. If you have 3 to the 4th power, you really are saying that you're multiplying the base, which is the 3, 4 times. Okay, so this 3 is called a base, and then the 4 is called the power, or the exponent. And another example would be 2 to the 5th power, and that would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now we also have the M, which is for multiplication, the D for division, the A for adding, and the S for subtraction. And when you're working your order of operation problems, you always work left to right. So you do grouping symbols first, then you solve your exponents. Sometimes you have an exponent on the outside of grouping symbol, so that would mean that you would have to do what's inside the grouping symbol first and then use your exponent. Sometimes you have exponents inside the grouping symbols, and you might have to do those in order to solve the grouping symbol. Then multiplication, division, adding, and subtracting, you move left to right. So you're going to do all the multiplication and division that you come to first. So if division comes before multiplication, it's okay. You're going to do these two as a set. Okay, moving left to right. And then you're going to do your adding and your subtracting as a set. So as long as you do all multiplication and division before you do adding and subtracting, you're okay. Let's try a couple of problems and what they look like. So they might say, find the value, so this will be problem number 1. Find the value of 5 cubed. Well, find the value means we want an answer. We want to know what the number is. But we have to convert our words into numbers. So 5 cubed is 5 to the 3rd power, 5 cubed. And 5 cubed is really 5 times 5 times 5. And in order to solve this, we're going to do the math. 5 times 5 is 25 times that other 5. And 25 times 5 is 125. And so our answer for 5 cubed is 125. And notice how I worked my steps down the paper. Okay, one step at a time. I combined my first 2 5s and got 25. Brought down my other 5. Then I combined them. Now you're not allowed to use a calculator. You need to do these problems in your head. So if you have to come over here and write 25 times 5 and do the math, then you need to do that. Okay. The next problem they might give you says 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And they'll say, write the product as a power and describe it in words. So the directions say, write product as a power, and means there's a second part, describe it in words. So to write this as a power, we're going to say, okay, our base is 7, and we multiplied it 4 times, so that makes our exponent 4. Now to write it in words, we would say that this is 7 to the 4th power gonna pause the video